At Company of Angels, we acknowledge the land on which we work and the traditional custodians of this land, the Gabrielino Tongva Nation. We give our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. We honor the Gabrielino Tongva people, whose lands, winds, and waters we all now share, and their ancient and enduring cultures. This land was the home of storytelling long before Company of Angels existed, and we are privileged and grateful to share our stories here today.
Company of Angels is dedicated to creating theater that is deeply connected to its community. We share and help give a voice to the many stories that exist in said community. Through a collective of actors, directors, playwrights, designers, and administrators, our company forges ongoing and meaningful relationships with the residents of Los Angeles. Company of Angels artists embrace the responsibility to face the darkness, tell the truth, and bring forth to light. We take action by raising our voices and demand justice for George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor. We say their names, sadly holding a long list of others in our hearts, to continually educate ourselves on how to confront problematic racial patterns in our own lives and work. We stand in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement and send love to our Los Angeles community.
Hello, 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 and welcome to Angel City Improv. My name is Nakasha Norwood, and I'm one of the co-producers for Angel City Improv. Thank you so much for tuning into our show. You're actually here for a very special February celebration. You're probably wondering why. Well, there's a couple reasons. First off, happy Lunar New Year. It's the year of the ox, and it's a chance to start fresh, see loved ones, and share in the hope of good things to come. It's also Black History Month. And did you know that when Black History Month originated in 1926, it was actually only a week-long celebration. It wasn't until 50 years later that it was recognized as a month-long celebration, and I'm so glad that it still is to this day. It's also the one-year anniversary of Angel City Improv. Can you believe that we've been doing this for an entire year? We only got to do one in-person show before the pandemic, but with the continued efforts of our fearless director, Corrine Shuey, we've been able to keep this going online for the past year. So I want to take just a quick moment to give a couple shout outs. Thank you so much to Corrine for being an amazing director. Thank you to our other co-producer, Juliana, for her strong leadership. I want to thank all of the performers on our ACI team. Without your commitment, we wouldn't have a team. Thank you so much to our leadership staff, Armando and Louis, for their support. Javi, our wonderful marketing director who does everything, makes our flyers, hosts, performs, runs tech, and Tintin, who also runs tech for us as well. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of our past community organizations and spoken word artists who have joined us over the past year. And most of all, thank you to you guys at home. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to keep going. Well, I have talked enough, and we've got a really exciting show ahead. So if you guys can please welcome the Company of Angels Artistic Director, Armando Molina, and our Associate Artistic Director, Luis Sanchez, to help get us started.
Howdy. Hey. Welcome. Hey, this is Armando Molina, Artistic Director of Company of Angels. Thank you so much, Nakasha, for that warm introduction. I don't know if folks know that Company of Angels was founded in 1959 by the likes of Leonard Nimoy and other wonderful luminaries from that era. And we, our aim is our mission in a nutshell is to reflect and respond to Los Angeles, to our world. And we're really excited about bringing diverse theater to our community. So with that, keep it brief and hand it over to my compatriot, Luis Sanchez.
Thank you, Armando. He's like, hey, happy New Year, happy anniversary, right? Yeah. So it's like happy anniversary to Angel City Improv, happy Black History Month, and happy Lunar Year. It's just like it's so excited to come back around a year later. No, a year later. A year ago, we were doing this live at our theater, and I think that might have been like our last live production before things changed in the world, and certainly around here in Los Angeles. So I'm just so happy to see everybody here today and back with us, and thank you all for being here. And so as Armando mentioned, we certainly try to reach out and do reach out to diverse communities, and particularly with our community programs. One that's we are very part of is our Halo project, which works with adults, disenfranchised adults, working poor, those who have never had the opportunity to do any theater. So right now we're working with a group of women in the Ramona Gardens facility housing project, and so we're very happy to continue that program. And then we're particularly excited with our youth programming that we have, our spoken movement programs. We have a stand-up youth stand-up program that will be premiering their performance in late March. So if you get a little tickle of what's happening tonight, continue and come back with us at the end of March, and you'll see some youth participating in some first ever stand-up, who's actually led by one of our artists here tonight, and I'll let you guess who that is. And then our second exciting program that we have coming up for the youth is our youth improvisation program. And this is something new that we're venturing out to for a new group. And that new group is the Koreatown Youth and Community Center. We've had the privilege of working with them in the past, and so we're now going to work together in partnership and work with the Koreatown youth. And fascinatingly enough, the person that's going to lead those workshops is Corinne Chewy, which I now have the pleasure of bringing on to this screen stage. Is Corinne Chewy, who heads up now the AC Youth, the Angel City Improv, and what better person to lead our youth programming? And now she's going to lead us here in our anniversary. Yay, Corinne!
Thank you.
Hey, Corinne, can my inner child join the program you're leading?
Definitely, your inner child can join at any time. Everybody's inner child. Thank you both so much for the update. Hi, everybody. It's our anniversary. Thank you so much for being here with us. We're so excited. 1 year old, and we are so happy that you have decided to join us tonight. We're going to do a little bit of improv for you. We're going to tell you some stories through improv. Before we get started, I'm going to ask you to please give us some suggestions in the chat. Can you please give us a location of where you last celebrated an event? And when I say location, I mean be very specific. So if it's a restaurant, what was the restaurant? If it's a park, what was the park? If it was an amusement park, where was it specifically? If it was in your office, where were you in the office? So please put a specific location in the chat, and we will use that for our next scene. We're going to tell you a series of stories here. It's called Interwoven Story, and you're going to see 3 separate characters tell you about their day and just how our days sometimes will weave into each other's days. Okay, so Tintin, let's see, did we get a location? There's a little delay when we do live streams, so we'll just wait until Tintin. Okay, your aunt's living room. Thank you, Rosa. Your aunt's living room. Fantastic. Tintin, please bring Elizabeth on. She's going to start us.
Oh my gosh, it's been so long that I had to come visit my aunt, but it started with remembering when I was little and she used to make handmade tortillas, right? And all of my cousins, when we were kids, would just gather together and just munch on tortillas, just freshly made, roll them up, chew them up, and just you know, and then my tia would turn around and just yell at us because then we had no tortillas for dinner. But I had to come over today and just sit here and remember her fine cooking and good tasting meals and fresh flour tortillas. But I live all the way on the other side of town, so it took me a while to get here. I had to.
So I had a birthday party that I had to get to in Hollywood the other day. And so I get to, you know, we're near like Griffith Park, past Griffith Park, like Franklin. And then I'm walking down the street looking for this apartment and I can't find it. And then I see this building and I'm like, okay, there's like, it looked like there was like, I don't know, some festivities going on there or what have you. So I was, you know, I looked at the address. I'm like, oh, I think this is it. So I went and knocked on the door and this woman came out and, you know, I asked her if this was Jenny's birthday party happening here. And she had like she had no idea what I was talking about. Apparently I was at the wrong house. And I was so embarrassed. I didn't know what to do. So I was like, okay, but I don't really know where this other place is. And I'm asking her, like, you know, if she knows where this address is. And she's like, she can't really help me.
You know, it's been honestly maybe 6 years since I saw my grandma. It's been a very long time. And she invited me to go over to her house. But the only thing that I did not expect was that my Aunt Teresa was going to be there. I have not seen her since 2 years because she broke my windows of my car. So I show up to the house and I see her right there and I just can't believe it. I'm like, really? Grandma, you really invited me over here and I got to see her? And then we got this person show up to the door asking about a birthday party. I'm just like, are you lost or what's your deal? What are you talking about? What birthday party? And I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm trying to talk to my Aunt Teresa because she still owed me $250 for the window that she smashed. And I'm still asking my grandma, like, why did you bring her here? And then the woman starts interrupting, asking about if it's a correct address, 763 South Gardena Street. And I'm like, really? Why are you over here bringing this?
And it was, you know, my trip to my aunt's house was just such a great trip until I got there. And then my nephew shows up, Ramon, and he starts accusing me of something about breaking the windows. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it wasn't your windows that I broke. It was my ex-husband's, but it could be that their cars look alike. But that's not even the worst thing that happened. This woman came up to our door and she was asking me if this was some sort of address. And I'm looking at her like, you're lost, Mika. And then
so I'm like asking them, please, if you can help me, because I'm kind of new in town. I don't really know this area, you know, and it looks like they're having, I don't know, they look like they're about to have a party there too. I mean, they could just maybe ask somebody else in the apartment, right? But then this guy came and he started like arguing with this woman who opened the door, and I don't know what's going on at this point, but it's getting a little hostile, right? But at the same time, I need to get to my friend's birthday party, and I don't really, I'm a little afraid to leave because, you know, I got a hold of somebody, so I'm not really sure what to do at this point. I'm like, but I'm a little scared, so I think I'm going to step away. Here's
the thing. Here's the thing. My Aunt Teresa, she has some weird things going on sometimes. So I don't know if the woman that she brought is actually some kind of backup or some kind of a bodyguard that she has. I don't know what it is, but you know, it's very odd. You know, it's 2 against 1 at this point. And how do you confuse the cars? I have a white Toyota Corolla. How do you confuse a car? He has a black car. I mean, it's obvious, right? I mean, how do you confuse it? So I asked the woman at the door what her name is. She says Georgina. So I asked Georgina, what address do you have on your phone? And she gives me a complete different address across town over in Santa Ana. You know, I'm like, you're really off the grid here. You know, so what are you doing here? What is
like, oh my God. I asked, so the guy, he actually does
that comes in
my addresses. And so I show him, and he's like, now he's like getting mad at me because apparently I'm in completely wrong part of town. So I'm like, okay, now like, why is he getting so mad at me? Apparently he's like mad at this woman. Now he's mad at me. And I just don't know what to do at this point. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just take off. I'm
So
leaving.
this lady, right? She's just poor baby. She's just so confused, and just being who I am, and just being in my aunt's house, knowing that we can make fresh flour tortillas, and she's looking for a party. So I'm like, "Come on in, girl. You know it's the Mexican way to just come on in. We'll have a party here. We'll figure it out with your friend later." And I told Ramon, "You know what? Sit down, baby. That happened like so many years ago. Like I'll give you $250. I'll give you $500 if you could just relax and have some tortillas here at our aunt's house." And that's how we got here, y'all.
Yay! Wonderful. What a wonderful story of three separate lives intercepting into one place. Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. We are going to move on to our next scene. And once again, audience, please, I need you to chat me a suggestion. Now, you know how sometimes you're out and about in LA or wherever it is that you live right now, and there are always people on their cell phones all around you. Can you tell me a place where you remember being and everybody's on their cell phone? And just chat it in there, and we will use that in our next scene. This next scene is called Telephone Bank. And okay. And exactly that is going to happen. We're going to have three separate lives. They're going to be on three separate conversations, and you will see what happens when these conversations go on. So, okay. Walmart bathroom stall. Oh, that is wonderful. Thank you so much, Crystal. Let's bring it out so that we can all kind of hear each other and see each other. So how about the hallway leading to the bathroom at Walmart? Okay, so there's usually like a hallway and then there's bathrooms. So you're in the hallway of the Walmart leading to the bathroom. Okay, thank you.
Girl, there are some very sketchy people in this hallway, and it's also kind of funky. I thought Walmart was kind of upgrade. I mean, they got that new blue and like yellow thing happening, free delivery, but in the store, ooh, girl, it is pre-pandemic up in here. It is, whew, a little bit odorous, and I think the odor might be coming from the dudes behind me. I'm not too sure. I don't want to accuse anybody.
Hey, Dad, it's me. Yeah. I'm just at Walmart right now in the hallway waiting for the bathroom. I think somebody's taking a deuce up front. That's why it's taking a while. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I'm just shopping for some daily supplies. I had some news to tell you, Dad, that I actually went. I did a tour for the college freshman tour, and I think I found the school of my dreams, Dad. I'm pretty excited, and that's why I called you. I wanted to tell you that Dad, I'm going to Florida Community College. I'm set on it. And I'm going to major in philosophy.
No, I am not the father of your child. I already told you this, Billie Jean. I am not the father. How
Girl,
could you?
it's some drama up in here. I mean, like, Walmart might be better than the telenovelas. I'm telling you. Like, it's kind of funky, and I don't know, somebody might have, like, popped a deuce down there, but this is some straight entertaining shit right here. I tell you, it's, like, really, like, whoa. You
Hey,
should
hold
come
up,
down
Dad.
here.
I think there's a lot of people on their phones in the hallway while they're waiting to use the bathroom. This is the weirdest Walmart I've ever been to. There's people talking about drama and stuff. Oh yeah, speaking of which, on top of being a philosophy major, I'm gonna double major in philosophy and drama.
You know, I've already told you no. Okay, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this next week, okay? I have to get all my food for the week, okay? We're in COVID. I'm getting nervous. There's all these people swarming around and no one's wearing a mask. And I just lost mine. Okay, we'll talk about it next week, okay? Please.
I think we've got to sort of deal with not just entertainment, but like the true reality of our situation. I'm going to pick up some stuff from the community refrigerator because people are still hungry, people are homeless, and I want to be able to come home with my Walmart packages with no fear that somebody's going to try to jump me, okay? Maybe if I go to college, maybe I could like dream big.
I'm so excited, Dad. I'm gonna get like one of those, what do they call them? Like the dream catchers. I'm gonna have one in my dorm. I'm gonna stock up on bread and cheese.
You keep
bagel
dreaming.
bites.
You keep dreaming. I told you. Billy, you keep dreaming, okay? You gotta wake up. I'm sorry. I am not the father. Anyway, I gotta get going. There's all these people talking on their cell phone and they have no mask. They're breathing on me. I have to get through these two people. They're talking awfully close, and one's rushing to the refrigerator line, and
It's when you start to hear people going back to Michael Jackson, I'm beginning to realize I'm getting older. Like there was a time when like going to the rave, I'd be like, that's my jam. Then I graduated to the club. Now I'm in Walmart and somebody's mentioning a song and that's my jam. Oh my gosh, what is going on?
Hey, Dad, do you hear that? Do you hear that song in the background in the Walmart? Oh, you do? Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
one time. She's out of my life. She's out of my life. I don't know whether to laugh. Okay, that's it. Okay, I gotta get going. Okay, I'm late, Billy. I'm late.
I'm not even sure how I feel about Michael Jackson anymore. I mean, like at first, I was like Billie Jean, and then out of my life, and then I started thinking back. I'm not too sure about this. I think it'd be safer to go back like a couple of years and like maybe we go into like Ciara and like level up. That's what I want to do. I want to go to college, and while I'm driving to college, community college, I want to listen to Ciara and I want to like level up. That's the move, babe. And hopefully I won't have to come to like smelly hallways where people are definitely like deucing with low quality food products.
Dad, wait, you said that's Michael Jackson? Who's Michael Jackson? Is that like classical music or something? Oh, I see. Okay. So it's one of the oldies. I got it. Old people.
Yay! Good job. Classic oldies, Michael Jackson. Oh my God. Thank you so much for that wonderful story and that telephone bank. We all have been there when we're in a public place and we hear all these telephone calls going on at the same time. It's maddening, especially here in Los Angeles. So thank you so much for that. Okay, so we are going to play one more game for this set. Okay, and for this, I need a suggestion from all of you. Again, can you please tell me what's the last thing that you bought online? And just put it in the chat. What's something that you bought online? And then we will use that as a suggestion for our next scene. The next scene that we're playing is called Next because we're going to see a whole group of characters tell us all about their lives. A 5-pound bag of Swedish fish. That is amazing. I love it. Thank you so much, Ever Ariella. Thank you so much. Players, it is a 5-pound bag of Swedish fish. All right. Thanks so much. Tintin, can you bring Elizabeth and Heidi on?
Stacy, I am so glad you're here with me because I cannot even begin to tell you the biggest mistake I made. I am sitting in our kitchen, right, trying to make dinner for Dad's birthday. Do you know what I received in the mail? What? 5 pounds of Swedish fish. What are we gonna do?
Oh my God. Do you know what? I can't believe somebody sent you that because that's dangerous. I mean, I know you have to make dinner, but I'm addicted to Swedish fish. 5 pounds. That's a lot of fish that I can get my fingers on and eat in like 2 seconds. That is not good.
I just don't even know how, Stacy. How do you even make Swedish fish? Like I smell it. It's so, you know what? When I looked at the package and it said Melissa, I was like, who sent me 5 pounds of Swedish fish? All I needed was some salmon. But Dad's favorite is salmon. How did you tricked me because you're the one who likes Swedish fish. Why would you order 5 pounds, Stacy? Now my kitchen
that's Melissa, that's what you wanted, salmon, but I thought you wanted Swedish fish. I mean, it's an easy mistake to make, you know, if you think about it. It is.
Stacy, I got these for you. I want you to open it.
What is it?
Just check it out. Take a good look at it.
Oh my God. Neil, it's what I wanted forever.
That's right. I got you the 20-pound bag.
You got me 20-pound bag of
That's right.
Swedish fish.
That is right, Stacey.
What? How did you know? Like, this is like after Sour Patch Kids. I mean, Swedish fish. That's like my go-to. You know that.
Oh, of course, sis. I mean,
well,
that's just how it is.
I know you were going to surprise me with it, you know, because it is like this is our like second month dating, right? So I got you something too.
Yeah. What'd you get me?
I got you this bag.
Let me see that. Oh my gosh, you didn't. You didn't.
I got you.
You got me a first bag. A Kit Kat. That's my favorite. Oh my God. Wait, where'd you get this?
This is why we make a great couple, because you like Kit Kats. I like Swedish fish. You
Babe.
know? I mean, the only thing is, you know, I mean, I do have a problem with my teeth. I don't know if you noticed, but.
Well, no, there's nothing wrong. Nah, nothing wrong with your teeth. You're totally good. You're just, smile for
Neil.
Good.
Neil.
Hey, Tony.
Neil, just between you and me, you know, code word, okay? Whenever I say ABBA, Volvo, that means I see a hot Swedish babe, okay? So that's how we're going to take care of business at this local bar, okay? So,
Volvo, just like that?
Volvo, ABBA, you know, because tonight is Swedish International Night.
Ooh.
And these young ladies are there, and you know, over there in Sweden, they're more flamboyant. They're just you know what I'm saying? They're just a little bit more relaxed. They're organic.
That's my type, though. That's our type. Man, Tony.
You know, babe. So, you know, you've been a little bit preoccupied these days, you know, telling me you're gonna buy some bags. What the hell are you buying bags for, you know? And all that stuff. Focus, buddy. You gotta focus. Okay.
It's my business, Tony. I gotta make that dough, you know. Gotta make a living.
I've been trying to tell Vito over here, you know, you're my man. You're my number one man. Okay. And this is
Tony. ABBA.
Oh, dude. That's no ABBA. That's not even a Volvo, but that's okay.
Dude, what?
Hey, Tony. I got your bag of Swedish fish.
What's up, Priscilla? How you doing?
I want to just remind you something, Tony.
What?
I'm an American. If you wanted to really come on to me, you needed to come with some American snacks. So you want to rethink the Swedish fish thing?
You know, I'm all about Uncle Sam, you know. I'm all about the red, white, and blue and the stripes. I love you in stripes, you know. You're like a candy cane woman, you know. Ooh, you're sweet. You stand there. Every day's Christmas. Every day's Christmas with you, Priscilla. So,
hey, you know what, Tony? When I got the package, I was like so excited. The Amazon guy came by. He was like, boom. And then I looked at the wrapping, and it was actually Cherie's name on it. So you sent me the Swedish fish. This is is
You
like
know,
when you know what?
you know what? I think I accidentally was carrying Neil. You know, Neil, me and my buddy were kind of hanging out. You know, he probably dropped it in my car. You know what I'm saying? So we were doing this run because I totally thought about our day. You know, Independence Day. That's when we got together. That's why
This
you're
is
red, white, and blue.
this is
You're my
so
red, white, and blue
fantastic.
woman.
It's so fantastic that Neil's doing drag now. I love it. I love it.
Priscilla, we're
Hey,
lost. We're lost. We are lost. You said you knew how to fish. You say you had the whole strategy. We're lost. I mean,
but Jim, I said I knew how to fish for like snacks. I meant like Swedish fish and stuff like that. I didn't mean like fish.
oh my God, Priscilla, I can't even see land anymore. And you
But
bought a
do we?
sailboat, really?
But Priscilla, listen, we don't really need to see land. We can just feel our way through this thing. This is the pandemic, right? So by getting this fish, we can literally feed people, like Jesus. Fish and loaves. Yeah? Are you on board?
Okay, yeah, I'm on
Come
board.
on.
Yeah,
Come
I'm
on.
on board.
Be a
I'm on board. It's
sport.
fine.
Be a sport.
I'm
Be a
on board.
sport. Be a sport. And look what I got you.
What'd
Look
you
what I
get me?
got you.
What did you get me? Oh,
Ah!
yeah, we got the food done. At least we got everything good to go. Well, you know what? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. We'll make it through.
Exactly. We're making it through. And listen, the Swedish fish that are underneath that, they don't have that much sugar. They do have calories. They do have carbs, but it's not that bad. You are not going to become a pre-diabetic during COVID on my watch. We are cool. We are just cool like that, okay?
For sure. Melissa.
Jim, what am I going to do with you? What am I going to do with you? You know, we're here on aisle 5 at Vaughn's. You're supposed to help me prepare this damn fish. What is Swedish fish? Can you explain that to me? I'm supposed to make this for Dad. And
Well, it's very simple. You just open the bag, you take out the fish, you put it on the fryer, you grill it up to precisely 250 degrees. It'll be nicely cooked. And that'll be pretty happy about it. You can't really mess up a birthday party like that. So you'll do
okay,
it.
well, you need to cook it then, because I'm done cooking. I cook every holiday, every birthday. You know what? I'm actually going to wait for you in the car. You get the rest of the ingredients, and I'll meet you back at the house. Because I have 5 pounds sitting in the damn kitchen, and no one seems to want to figure this out with me. And I'm done. I don't like the smell. It's ridiculous. And I'm allergic to seafood anyway. So why am I making this?
Because it shows your love for him. That's why you're making it. See,
I could give him money.
If he finds out you're getting allergic to it, he'll know that you really risked your life to make the perfect meal for him.
Honey, I'm not getting allergic. I am allergic. I've been allergic since I was little. Remember that one time? Hives all over my face. I look like Hitch.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I had to take him to the doctor. We spent like 24 hours right there at emergency room. Yeah, I remember that.
Right. And I couldn't breathe. So I am leaving aisle 5. I'm leaving the Vons. I'm walking to the car. I will meet you there, brother.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Jimmy.
All right. I'll get it done.
I appreciate it.
Of course.
Hey! Am I on? Yes. Round of applause for that round of our improvising. And now we're switching gears to our special guest artist we have joining us this month. Happy New Year! Happy anniversary! It is February. It is Black History Month, and we have a very special guest with us doing some great poetry. We have with us tonight Arianna Ngnomire. She is a queer Black Boulder, Colorado native. She is a poet, a passionate filmmaker, actor, poet, and activist. With the encouragement and support from her family, she completed Chapman University's BFA Screen Acting program in 2019. Since then, she has participated and led several protests in California, as well as in her home state of Colorado. Ariana's passion for the arts is directly connected with her higher purpose. She hopes to build bridges, not walls, through her creative endeavors. Ariana, are you on here with me already? Can we bring on Ariana? Yay!
Hi, hello,
This is your
hello.
show. Take me out, Tintin.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. And I now am craving Swedish fish. So thank you all for that. I'm going to go buy some after the show. My poetry is rooted in my several identities. So you will be taken on a bit of a journey. I hope that it inspires you to do more education in order to dismantle the pillars of white supremacy in this country as well as globally. So the first poem that I'm going to share with you was a poem that made me feel like a poet for the first time. And I wrote it in order to describe to the white students I was going to school with at Chapman University about the Black experience without mentioning my Blackness. So without further ado, I'm reading I Am an Egg. I am an egg. No, I haven't hatched. I'm waiting. I have a soft but brittle exterior, keeping every fragile part of me composed. I feel most safe, tightly packaged with other eggs who look like me. Handle with care. My expiration date is shorter than the other foods. Sell by February 26, 2012, a date only significant when someone can crack me open, spill me on a greased pan, and consume me. After the sell-by date, I'm thrown away, forgotten with the rest. The best version of myself is when I'm plopped in a boiling hot cauldron, forced to strengthen the walls of transparency, leaving my warm, gooey insides for that one special person. But every time I allow myself to get close, to feel a hand caress my cheek, my thoughts, feelings, desires, and fears get scrambled by his hands, whisking me away until I can no longer recognize my original form. Who am I? As my walls get stripped down and assimilated, I am no longer an individual egg. I'm perceived as a collection of eggs, forced to speak for all the other yolks in the same package. I didn't choose my exterior. I didn't choose to be plucked from my mother's warm embrace, only to be sold to you. I am an egg, patient. One day I will grow and my kind will be free from the incarceration of cages. But for now, I am just an egg, waiting to see what I will become. The second poem I'm reciting for you all is very similar, but this is inspired in part by my mother because she always called me her moon child. So this is called Extraterrestrial. I don't want to be a Homo sapien, a human, competitive in nature. Maybe I'd be idolized if my skin was blue, with yellow piercing eyes. If I spoke Klingon, would you gain the sympathy to decipher my pain? I'm pretty sure that Mother Earth adopted me. I feel more like an extraterrestrial being without atmospheric limits, riding asteroids through the Milky Way, going warp speed to Kiki at my alien homegirl's house. I have vivid memories of caressing stardust and having unlimited wishes, for I myself am a shooting star. I'd rather be a child of the moon, being part of the gravitational force that causes waves to crash. I want to live on the dark side, pulling emotion out of the human race, be the center of the starry night of space. I don't want to fear for my life. When a cop sirens, wails in the distance, my innocence, joy, and smile to be taken for weakness. My proudness be mistaken for loudness. For it to be culturally accepted to watch another starving child on the television, knowing damn well that the money I shell will only go to line the silk pockets of the offspring who created that hell. to be part of a species who says my blackness is unintelligent, addicted, ratchet, pregnant, dropout, animal. Lock him up, lock her up, a justified death sentence, a celebrated death sentence, a forgotten death sentence. Now, we are also here to celebrate art. And this was a poem that I wrote in high school, reminding all of us to step into our artistry, even if you never have before, even if someone told you you were bad at drawing, dancing, singing, acting, this is the time to step into it. This poem is called Art of Creation. This speech will not be about me. It will not be about my constant struggle to be free, nor will I mention a tribulation I overcame that you should emulate. In fact, this speech is simply about the power you have to create. Because we've all been through pain that no one can understand. Look around you in the chat. Every person has felt numb firsthand. But remember, stars only shine bright because they are surrounded by darkness. So despite all of the roadblocks, trials, and suffering you will face, shine brightly because a dreamer will be watching you in space. The art of creation is not an easy one. This generation has to decide between success and fun. Many of us are told what we love is not where we should go. What if I responded with a no? We are all artists. The material we use is our ideas, which give our mind a thrill. We move with our canvas, the earth, on our own free will. We are all dancers. Not all of us move in unison with a song, but the language we use is expressions to belong. We are all actors. Nervously awaiting for our time in the spotlight, we constantly ask if we said that last line right. Paint your own future, leap freely to any destination, and never lose the desire for your voice to be heard. All right, so I have 2 more poems left. And this next one is about embracing the balance of light and dark, especially in a time like this. A world full of darkness is isolation, cold, a void with no above and zero below. It is to aimlessly wander with only the voices that take up spaces on the impressionable canvas of the mind. Darkness is hunger and thirst with no resources to quench in sight. It is the negative polarity that pushes everything away, except the light. A world full of light is blinding. It overwhelms and burns surfaces to a crisp sizzles to the touch. It is to overlook nuance by speeding through existence at top speed, a flash with no photo. Light is energy and power without a charge to spark, leeching everything towards except the dark. A world full of harmony is love, vibrating and connecting souls of beings, humming the tune of the heart. It is to honor the light and make equal the dark. Purpose fulfilled to be, missions complete difficulty, gained experience life of a tree. Embrace the light that will guide, face the dark that will teach. Understand that every single person on this planet will help you find the balance of dawn. My last poem is something I wrote for my birthday this month to commemorate stepping into another part of my identity. So this is 24. There is a side of me I'm getting to know. He's strong and my protector. There's a side of me who always wants to show, so pull up for the lecture. There was a time when I was lost, floating in space. I couldn't breathe, unable to recognize I was a star. I lost myself inside myself. I drowned my soul in rivers of tequila. I judged others harshly, but only by a fraction of the sentence I gave myself. Guilty, guilty, guilty. Until I stopped ignoring that little voice in my head, the one that always pops in right before bed. I listened, I learned, divine, feminine, divine, masculine, the power you have. And you don't even know it, the power you have. 24/7 is the time to show it. There's a hunger in my belly, it keeps me awake at night. There's a purpose in my soul, it keeps me away from fright. There's a blessing from above, it keeps me tuned with dark and light. That's my current frequency, balanced Ishel and me. Thank you so much for everyone and production. Oh my goodness, this has been amazing so far. I'm so excited to watch the rest of the show. If you would like to tap in with me and see more of my poetry as well as some visuals I put, my website, tint is on it, is right there, therealariana.com, and that's how you can find me on all social media as well. Thank you all for this opportunity and for the good laughs so far.
Thank you, Ariana. Snaps, snaps, claps, claps. Yes, y'all visit therealariana.com. Thank you so much, Ariana. The future looks bright. 24. Wow, that's amazing. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Looks bright, y'all. Up next, we have some more improv for you to close before a special closing video from a friend of ours. But I have one more improv game with some of our veteran starters because it's our anniversary. Leah, Nakasha, we will need a suggestion from y'all. What's a place you can't wait to visit once you get the vaccine, or just once things start opening up even more? What's somewhere you cannot wait to visit? We will be playing A to Z, Z to A. It's gonna be, what's a place that y'all can't wait to visit when you get the vaccine?
I'm excited. I have a friend that lives in the UK, so I really want to go see her travel. Yeah.
Yes. Leah?
Yeah. I'd love to go to the national parks, just kind of travel.
We got our suggestion. National parks and travel, though. But right now, Dave & Buster's our suggestion.
Cool.
Ashley, can you believe that we are about to break the record?
Becky, I can't believe it.
Crazy, right? Oh my gosh.
Dude, I've been practicing my hoops, but I didn't think I'd break the record.
Every day, I've been praying for this moment that we could break the record.
Funny how long it took for us to break this record.
Girl, oh my God. Like, since high school, we've been trying to beat the record?
Hillary, you were amazing yesterday when you were so close.
I mean, I've been trying for so long. It was about time I got close, right?
Just keep at it, or just do it. That's what it is. Just do it.
Keep strong, girls. We can break this record. We can just keep trying all night. I've got all night. I don't have to work tomorrow.
Let's come up with a game plan so that we can tackle this head on, because I want to beat it tonight.
More margaritas?
Never, ever respect the margarita. Definitely more margaritas.
Oh, yeah.
Perchance it's why you Dave & Buster's, right? Margaritas and hoops and games?
Quick, You girls, let's start a new game.
Ready? Ready?
Set.
Take off.
Oh, unlucky shot there, but we'll get it next time.
Whoosh!
Whoa, that was so close. You almost got it in the basket.
Hey, is that Javi over there? Hey!
Yo! You know, he used to come here every Monday.
Zen. That man is so zen.
Mm.
Xander. Oh. Xander came with him.
Oh. You are right. Xander did come with him.
Xerox. You can tell he works there. He has that name tag on there.
Ooh, what if we need to lay off the margaritas just a little?
Very good, girls. Very good. That's so true. We've been having a little too much to drink.
Unlikely, though.
Truth. But that's what helps the game.
Sisters, let's just carry on with this game, all right? We can score and we can make that record tonight.
Right. You're right.
Queens of the hoops.
Perfect shot. Nice.
Overall, my game is on point tonight.
No need to brag, but girl, it is.
Magic is going to happen tonight. I know it.
Luck is more like it.
Keep it up. We got this.
Just think how much we've improved over the years by practicing every night.
Ice cream on me once we knock this out.
Hey, you don't have to tell me twice.
Girls, I have a secret to tell you.
Fancy, huh? What's your secret?
Exciting. Spill.
Don't judge me for what I'm about to tell you.
Crazy story, isn't it? It's going to be, isn't it?
Both our lips are sealed. Spill.
All right. Last night, I came here on my own, and I got the world record.
Oh. I think friendship's over.
Yeah. Bye, Ashley. Let's go, Hillary.
We're out. Oh my gosh, that was so fun to play with you guys. Thank you so much for hanging in there. So I am so excited to introduce a friend to CoA, and actor Reno Wilson. He is perhaps best known as Officer Carl McMillan on the hit CBS series Mike and Molly, alongside Melissa McCarthy and Billy Gardell. He made his television debut as Theo's best friend, Howard, on The Cosby Show. He recently wrapped up Granddaddy Daycare for Universal, and he can also be seen as a regular on the NBC series Good Girls, opposite Christina Hendricks, Mae Whitman, Matthew Lillard, Manny Montana, and Retta. He will soon be seen in the upcoming feature films Bolden, which he plays legendary jazz icon Louis Armstrong, as well as Head Shop, where he is cast alongside the likes of Michael Jai White and Nicole Ari Parker. Reno is also an accomplished voiceover artist who most notably gave his voice to the blockbuster Transformer film series. We have two special videos from him. This first one is a special shout out he did specifically for Company of Angels. Tintin, can we bring it on?
Hey folks, it's Reno Wilson here. You might know me from TV shows like Mike and Molly or Good Girls now. And I wanted to talk to you about keeping theater alive during this horrific pandemic. I'm supporting Company of Angels, a wonderful theater that's been serving LA since 1959. Company of Angels makes theater that reflects the great diversity of Los Angeles. And frankly, they haven't stopped servicing their community. Over the summer, they provided spoken word workshops on Zoom, of course, to help low-income youth process the difficulties and challenges of this time. They gave underrepresented theater artists the opportunity to continue practicing their craft by having them write and produce a very successful online play festival about living in this time of loss and isolation. And lastly, they utilized technology to make connections across borders, partnering with an international group of theater artists, including people from Brazil and South Africa, to co-produce an online play about the global impact of the pandemic. So basically they're badass, they're incredible. And I hope you will be able to help Company of Angels continue this important work of creating art that connects and heals in these constantly changing times. See you in the theater soon.
Thank you so much, Reno, for that really sweet message. As he mentioned, there has been a national theater initiative of keeping live theater alive. Reno has been a big part of that, especially with supporting CoA. We have another special video monologue that Reno did as part of this initiative where he's talking about his childhood and growing up in Brooklyn. So Tintin, can we bring that video on?
So I grew up in Brooklyn in the 80s in the predominantly West Indian and Caribbean community known as East Flatbush. I grew up among Jamaicans, Trinidadians, Bajans, Haitians, Guyanese people. My mom's family was from Antigua. East Flatbush was mostly working class immigrant families with kids that went to the neighborhood public schools. There were maybe a few private and Catholic school kids sprinkled here and there. My mom was a nurse at Methodist Hospital in Park Slope. She left the house at 5 a.m. every morning and she came home at 5 p.m. every night. My dad had passed away when I was 4 years old, so my mom raised me and my 3 older sisters by herself. The neighborhoods were densely populated with 2-family homes, tenements, apartment buildings, and project houses. I lived in an area called the 50s, which began at Utica Avenue, East 51st Street, East 52nd, 53rd, and so on. The streets were small, tight, one-way streets that stretched several blocks and intersected with major avenues with names like Church Avenue, Linden Boulevard, Snyder Avenue, tiny streets, except for my block. I lived in a 2-family house on East 56th Street between Church and Snyder. East 56th Street was a big, beautiful, wide street that was different than all the other streets in the neighborhood. It was so wide that it could have been a 2-way street, but it wasn't. It was a 1-way street. And aside from the fact that 2 cars could drive down the block at the same time on 56th Street, the biggest advantage was the street games. So as a kid growing up in the 80s, is pre-internet, right? We actually played outside. So having the widest block in the neighborhood made it like an amusement park to us kids. On any given day, you would find various enclaves of kids gathered for all kinds of play. You had kids riding their bikes over there, other kids playing roller derby over there, a double dutch in front of Veronica's house. You know, kids were playing tag, freeze tag, bull rush, hot peas and butter. Do y'all know that game, hot peas and butter? Okay, give me a second. So hot peas and butter was a game where a kid was chosen to hide a stick, a belt, anything that one could hit another person with. And when it was properly hidden, they would sing, hot peas and butter, come and get your supper. Then the other kids would search the area for the object. Now, the kid who hid said object would indicate as to whether they were close to finding it or not by the use of temperature. For instance, she or he would say someone is warm or getting hotter or on fire if they were close to finding the object, right? And conversely, they would be cold, freezing, or in Antarctica if they were off. Now, when you found that piece, it was incumbent on you to inflict as much punishment as possible on everyone before they were on the base where they would be safe. Then you would do it all over again. The screams, the laughs. The other game that was very popular on the wide gargantuan street of East 56th Street, quite naturally, was football. My block loved football. They practiced every week, played every weekend. We would play the other blocks in the neighborhood and routinely mop the floor with them. For not only did we have a nice wide street to play on, we had a group of guys that were 2-hand touch football savants. For real. Now, I'm only going to mention a few here, but there was Chris, who lived 5 houses down from me to the right. He knew all aspects of the game. He could quarterback. He could catch and he would call out the plays. There was Julio, who lived 5 or 6 houses down from me to the left. And Julio was just playing fast. I mean, if Julio caught the ball, he was uncatchable. There was Julian, who was built like Bo Jackson and was a high school football star. It was my boy Roger, who actually went to prep school on a football scholarship. There was Rich, who had so many juke moves, he would make people look ridiculous as they fell all over themselves trying to stop him. And lastly, there was our quarterback, Phil. Phil was a lean, athletic specimen from Jamaica. His easygoing attitude and unassuming nature would belie the fact that he had a damn rocket for an arm. I mean, listen, he could throw 3 sewers, 3, and he was left-handed. So one summer, after dismantling most of the blocks in the neighborhood, we received a challenge from a block we had never even thought about. It was from the other 56th Street, between Church and Linden. Their block was the same width and the same length as ours. Come to think of it, I used to always see kids out there playing, but did they have the same personnel as us? I think not. So I was putting my money on us. Full disclosure, when I say us, I mean like the royal us, as in I didn't play much. Actually, I didn't really play at all. I mean, you know, I was a theater kid. You know, I played Fagin in Oliver, Moonface Martin in Anything Goes, Pooch Kearney in Good News, and I played P.T. Barnum in Barnum when I attended Meyer 11 Junior High School for the Performing Arts in East Flatbush, who produced the best shows in Brooklyn and arguably some of the best productions done by kids in the tri-state area at the time. So basically, I was no athlete. I digress. The big game came on a hot summer Saturday afternoon. Everybody was outside of their houses to watch. Even Mrs. Williams, my next door neighbor, was out with a picture of her sweet tea and her famous lemon iced bundt cake. Everyone was throwing around the football. You know, they were laughing, getting ready to do what we do. And then that's when we saw them. Crossing Church Avenue through the sweltering heat was the other 56th Street crew. There was about 20 of them. Big, tall, muscular, short, stout, muscular athletes, all of them. And they even had on jerseys that had 5-6 emblazoned on them. We were like, what the, are they an actual team? Why didn't we think of jerseys, right? Needless to say, things got a little tense on our block. So it turns out there were 10 guys who came to play, and then the other 10 people were cheerleaders. I mean, they were organized, basically. Once our guys got over the shock of their coordination, it was time for us to get down to business. You got your basic rules: 2-hand touch, no rough tackle, 10 Mississippi rush, 1st to 10 wins, 3 sewers. Now, the sewers were represented by the manhole covers in the street, right? The middle sewer was your first down. So you run your plays, get to the middle sewer, first down. You make it to the next sewer, touchdown. You got it? Okay, so they start playing. It was a highly contested game, as you can imagine. I mean, the other 56th Street team, they were more than living up to their color-coordinated jerseys. But we were up for the task. Chris was calling out flea flickers and double reverse plays and quarterback sneaks. Julian was just superior in all aspects of the game. And honestly, he looked a little bored. Rich was still juking people out of their socks. And my man Julio was just fast as lightning. Nobody could stop him. But our opponents had weapons also. There was this one guy they had who had to have been at least 300 pounds and was so light on his feet, he was looking like Gregory Hines out there. I mean, he was a man among boys. In fact, they were all just a little bit bigger, not necessarily more fit, just wider. And to that end, their game plan was simple: blocking and defense. They had a very structured way of blocking. They put their 3 huge guys in the front to protect the quarterback. And then after 10 Mississippi rush, they blocked for another 5 Mississippis. That's how good they were. So after about 90 minutes of play in the blazing heat, it was 9-9 and the unthinkable happened. Julio, the speedster, he gets injured after he caught a ball and was pushed violently into a Toyota Celica. That and Julian had to go to work. That's it. I mean, no accident, nothing dramatic. He just had to go to work at the Chess King at King's Plaza Mall. He was responsible. Anyway, that sucked for us. We had never been in a game this close, and no one can replace Julio's speed. Clearly losing an athlete like Julian puts us at a major disadvantage. So you know where this is going, right? They call on me to play. I'm terrified, but I had to go into battle, with my comrades, or I'd hear about it for days on end. I came in at second down. It was our ball, and we had just begun our last campaign for the final touchdown. It didn't look good for us. I mean, morale was super low. We lost 2 of our best players. All of the neighbors, kids, adults were watching. Word had gotten around the neighborhood, and kids from other blocks came to watch because they wanted to see us get our asses kicked. So this had become more than a football game. It was the battle of 56th Street, the battle for 56th Street. We tried, but we weren't able to get to that middle sewer for a first down. The other 56th Street crew's defense was emboldened by the loss of those players, and then they were closing in on us. We were now in the fourth down, okay? We had to punt it away or go for it. Breathing heavily, we got into our huddle. We looked at each other and decided that we should go for it. We just got to get to the middle sewer for the first down. And Chris, who was our leader, he said, if you're open, catch the ball. We all lined up, focused. I was on the right side, right? And as they hiked the ball, I saw Chris, who was on the left side. He ran a 10-step pattern and he cut right. Rich ran straight up the middle like Barry Sanders on ice skates and he cut left, boom. And then Roger stayed the block for 8 Mississippis before he rolled off and he made a run. Me, I just ran as fast as I could for the middle sewer. And to my dismay, I was all alone. No one was guarding me. Now, like I said, we had all these great athletes and football savants, which is why a brother was left alone. They had big athletes, great players, jerseys, cheerleaders. They had all of that, but we still had one thing that they did not have. Phil, who could throw 3 sewers. As I got to the middle sewer, I looked back at Phil, who was being descended upon by defenders, and then it happened. He released that southpaw cannon and the ball left his hand like a missile. That was the moment that I realized, oh, I got to keep running. So I put my head down, I turned on my afterburners, following the ball the whole way. I mean, it soared across the sky with the most beautiful spiral rotation you've ever seen. And as I ran, I realized that it was going to pass me. I didn't have enough real estate and I wasn't going to catch it. In my peripheral hearing, I could hear the neighborhood screaming at the top of their lungs, "Go, Roy! Go, Roy! Go, Roy!" And I was running at full speed now with my head looking straight up as the ball hurled past me. And at the last minute, with no regard for my well-being at all, I leapt forward towards the pigskin, and then I grabbed it before it hit the ground, and I landed on the black asphalt with a thud, a roll, and a scrape, but I held onto that ball for dear life. And by the time I looked up, I could hear them first before I saw them. I turned around, and the whole block was running towards me, rejoicing. You did it, you did it. And it was then that I realized that I scored the winning touchdown. Phil threw 3 sewers to me.
Thank you so much, Reno, for sharing that story. We loved hearing that. So fun that you got to score the winning touchdown and that you guys won the 56th Street, I believe that you said it was. Well, we've reached our end of our show, so let me bring on Juliana and Louie to help me wrap it up. Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Well, first of all, thank you guys so much for tuning into our anniversary show. I'll pass it off to Louie to share a little info.
Happy anniversary, yeah, definitely. And again, thank you to Ariana and to Reno. It's just great having them with us here tonight. So, thank you for being here. And I asked to take that extra step and help us continue to do this this great theater that we're doing online and hopefully very soon, on live. But I have 3 ways that you can contribute to Company of Angels. And one way is to just get out your rewards cards for Ralph's. I know that I see many of you people out there at Ralph's. So the next time that you're out there shopping for some veggies or grabbing your toilet paper or getting that 20-pound sack of Swedish fish, all you have to do is just get your go to Ralphs.com and just link your rewards card to Company of Angels. So every time that you get a reward, so we get a reward, a small fraction of it, but every cent that goes to us, I promise you, it goes to some great work here that we do within our community. So that's step 1 that you can help us donate. Another second you can donate is go to Amazon Smile. They have their Amazon Smile charity. And so all you have to do is go to Amazon Smile. Don't go to just Amazon.com. Make sure it's Amazon.smile. And once you go there, there's a little yellow tab that says a list of charities, and you can bet that Company of Angels is on there. All you have to do is just click on there. And so again, when you buy those shoes or that special vase from from Asia, or again that 20-pound bag of Swedish fish, you can bet that when you pay for that, a portion will come to Company of Angels, and we would greatly appreciate it. And then the third and final way is, of course, to be right there on here on the banner, the companyofangels.org/donate. That's the quickest and easiest way you can do that now. And we'd appreciate any kind of contributions that you can provide, because we're just ready to continue and move on during this pandemic and during this shutdown, to continue to serve the community that we love, and embrace even more new communities. So please, if we can, we appreciate your donation. Take it to you, Juliana.
You're muted.
Yeah.
We also have our Venmo. Venmo at Company of Angels. So I'm scrolling there on the bottom. We have our Venmo where you can drop us a little something, a little thank you. And it's a support. It supports our artists. It allows us to keep our lights on and keep us fed.
Yes, indeed.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We have another show next month on Thursday, March 25th at 8 p.m. And our community organization will be the Chinatown Service Center. So we hope to see you guys then. Thank you so much.
Happy anniversary, you guys.
Happy anniversary. Bye.
Take care, everyone. See you next month.